Good morning and welcome to KBC's vlog series as we continue with the Whole Life, Whole Bible. And we're title today is Living Between the Times. And Paul goes on to say, I consider that the present sufferings are not worth comparing to the glory that will be revealed in us. The creation itself will be liberated from its bondage to decay and brought to the freedom and glory of the children of God. We know that the whole creation has been groaning as the pains of childbirth right up to the present time. Not only so, but we ourselves, who are the first fruits of the Spirit, groan inwardly as we eagerly await for the adoption to sonship, for the redemption of our bodies. For this is the hope we were saved. I read this in Romans 8:18 and 21 to 24. This passage is one of many in which Paul expresses the tension between how things are now and how things will be one day. That tension, which is part and parcel of everyday discipleship, is bound up in the biblical storyline that which is promised under the Old Covenant receives a measure of fulfillment in Jesus and the church, but still awaits future consummation. Jesus announces the arrival and the presence of God's reign in his ministry and demonstrates its power in the mighty works that bring restoration and renewal. Yet he also calls on disciples to pray, your kingdom come. And read this in Matthew 6:10. And to watch and wait for complete exercise of God's rule in the future. Rightly, it's been said that we live in a period between the decisive battle and the definitive victory. For Paul too, there is already and the not yet aspect to the Christian experience. The new age has been broken into a present age so that we enjoy the first fruits of the Spirit while awaiting for the full harvest. Indeed, the current experience of the birth pains will give way to eventual relief, perhaps reminiscent of the portrayal in Exodus 2:23 to 24 of the Israelites groaning under the Egyptian slavery. Paul depicts salvation as a release from bondage, applying the imagery not just to men and women, but to the entire created order. This is yet one more reminder of the comprehensive scope of God's work in Christ, which such liberation is not simply internal or spiritual, but the redemption of our bodies and of creation itself. In the time between the times, we are called to witness to the end of the earth. That mission in keeping with what is be all embracing, but we make known God's rule over the whole of life, announcing it with our lips as well as embodying it in our lives, seeking to avoid both defeatism, claiming too little, and triumphalism, claiming too much. We can testify to the wide-ranging sweep of God's renewing power in politics and parenting, economics and education, in art and athletics, being realistic about the current bondage, but also while looking forward to the complete restoration of what was originally declared good. Such is our confidence and expectation of our hope, a hope of full disclosure of God's reign that shapes each of us in the here and now, in line with the reference to the first fruits of the Spirit in Romans 8:23. So in reflecting further, our author goes on to say in Ephesians 1:13 to 14 and in Corinthians 5:5, where Paul calls the Spirit to deposit a deposit of the guarantees of our future inheritance. In what ways is our present experience of the Spirit a foretaste of the future? And the second thing he asks is what we're able to do so today is we pause every so often and think about the tension between the already and the not yet, and how this works itself out in our daily lives. And the third thing our author says to think about is, to the Corinthians who think they have everything already now, Paul emphasizes the complete salvation lies in the future, at the resurrection, but wants to downplay their triumphalism. In Colossians and Ephesians, on the other hand, he emphasizes the present salvation we enjoy already seated with Christ in heavenly places. What are the dangers in thinking that we have received everything now, and what are the dangers of downplaying what we already have received? And which end of the scale do you gravitate towards, and why? So as a particular case, what does this tension between the now and the not yet have to teach us about our hopes and expectations of healing? So I hope you enjoyed the vlog today, and let's think about what God's trying to tell us today and apply it to our lives. Have a great day, everyone.